you really do despot to the work of the Holy Spirit and the grace of Jesus Christ in your life when they find that these so-called Christians are lazy and they are unethical and they are not giving me the best work. You ought to be able to shine. They ought to say, you know what, my Christians are the best workers that I've got on this job. Wouldn't that be a wonderful thing if people really, if Christians would serve as unto the Lord with excellence, come to work early, put in a full day's work, have a great attitude, and trusting in Jesus and demonstrating their faith. What a great thing that would be. I just want to share with you, because I remember the series that Bishop Jakes did a few years ago on the 10 commandments of working in a hostile environment. I just want to review those for you. Number one, he said, know that you are anointed for the job or the position that you now hold. You're anointed for it. No matter how unpleasant it might look, you are anointed for it for this season. You're the man, you're the woman. You're anointed for it. Number two, don't expect to be appreciated. See, remember, disappointment comes based on what you expect, not what you get. Based on what you expect. Don't expect to be appreciated. You do a good job and you get appreciated, it's gravy. Boy, it is real reason for celebration. But if you expect to be appreciated all the time for every little thing that you do, you're going to set yourself up for some huge disappointments. These are just 10 commandments that he gave of working in a hostile environment. Thought that it was an excellent series. Number three, embrace opportunities for change. Embrace opportunities for change. Just embrace them. Embrace opportunities for change. Number four, do the job well while remembering the vision. Do the job well. Do the job well. That's that integrity of that Christian character. Do the job well while remembering the vision. See, you can be working at a job that's not your ultimate, but you're working on your way somewhere. Keep your mind on your vision. Do the job well while remembering the vision. This is only temporary. I'm doing temporary while on my way to permanent. This is not my permanent place, but I'm going to do the best I can right while I'm here, because God commits himself to faithfulness. God promotes faithfulness. God promotes faithfulness. Number five, do not let the environment get inside you. Do not let the environment get inside you. You see, I can get in the water without the water getting in me if I keep my mouth shut. Most people, when they get in the water gets in them because they open their mouth. Keep your mouth closed when you get in the water. Then that way you can get in the water. You can get in the environment, but the environment won't get in you unless you open your mouth. And then when you join in at the water cooler and start putting in the negativity with the other disgruntled folks, then the environment gets in you. You understand what I mean? So you can be in a negative environment, you can be in a hostile environment, but the environment doesn't have to get in you if you keep your mouth shut. See, if you hold your peace, you'll keep your peace. If you hold your peace, you'll keep your peace. Don't let the environment get inside you. Number six, increase your capacity to work with difficult personalities. Say, Lord, give me strength. Increase your capacity to work with difficult personalities, because there are some difficult personalities in this world, both Christian and non-Christian. I mean, just because people are Christian doesn't mean they have a great personality. I know some Christians that have the personality of a rock. I would say something, but they might be watching television, and I'm restraining. I'm restraining. Temperate in all things. Number seven, where you are is not where you're going. Understand that. It's one of the 10 commandments. Where you are is not where you're going. You're on your way somewhere. Remember, it's temporary. It's temporary. Where you are is not where you're going. I'm just here, but I'm on my way somewhere. I'm just passing through here. I'm just passing through here. But where you are is not where you're going. Number 8, achieve optimal results with minimal confusion. Achieve optimal results with minimal confusion. Optimal results with minimal confusion. Be the most productive person there. Be the most productive. Stick to the task. Produce. Give them more than they expect from you. Do it as unto the Lord. Remember, he will reward you. He will reward you. I don't care how menial it looks. Those folks who are in those positions, they are the ones that get promoted. You remember when Elisha, the prophet, was taken? Guess who the king asked for? He didn't say, get me the next big shot. He said, bring me the man that has poured water on his hands. He was asking for his servant, the man that served him for 20 years, who never opened up his mouth in prophetic utterance. The man that served with quietness and faithfulness for 20 years, the king says, that's the man that I want now to speak into my life. Bring him in, bring him into the top position. And he had served in quietness for 20 years, and God promoted him in a moment of time, because God commits himself to faithfulness. So achieve optimal results with minimal confusion. Remember, the more you keep your mouth closed, the more you minimize confusion. Number 9, do not pledge allegiance to cliques and groups. You're in the work environment, you know who they are. Do not pledge allegiance to cliques and groups. Don't get in that mess. Just tell them, my name is Wes, I'm not in that mess. Don't pledge allegiance to cliques and groups. And number 10, always keep your song near you. Always keep your song near you. I mean, to be able to survive in a hostile environment, you got to sometimes just, have this song going on over the inside of you. You got to just have it just going on, just tuning out what other folks are doing, all of their foolishness, their craziness, their attitudes, their childishness, all of their way. You got to, that's the way the slaves made it. They had a song on the inside of them. And even when they couldn't sing the word, they were humming it. They had a song on the inside of you. I'm just telling you that sometimes that you got to have a song to get you through some mess in this world. You got to tune some stuff out, because, God can just sometimes bring a song and just settle your equilibrium in your body and bring you balance back on the inside of you. And it'll keep you from killing somebody and walking off and doing something that you'll later regret. You got to just... You got to be able to have your song. You might ask the question, how can I sing the song of the redeemed when I'm in a strange land? Oh, but there is an ability to be able to sing when you're in a strange land. That none of these folks in this place are any of my bones. These are not my people, and they don't make the kind of noise that I really make down in my spirit. You got to be able to carry your song and keep it near you to be able to deal with some things. Anybody know what I'm talking about? But I just want you to realize that Christians ought to be the best in attitude on the job. They ought to be the best in dependability. We ought to be the best in integrity, and we ought to be the best in skill. And all of us who are employed must be faithful, hard workers, or we are sinning. Or we are sinning. Yes, he did say it. James chapter 4 verse 17, therefore to him that knows to do good and doeth it not, to him it is S-I-N, sin. It is sin. It is sin. When you know to do the right thing on the job, and not only do the right thing when the boss is looking. See, now, maybe before tonight you didn't know that was in the Bible. And I'm gonna give you a pass card for that, okay, of what you didn't know in the past. But tomorrow, starting tomorrow, and anybody who's got to go to work tonight, now you are in the know. And to him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin. And so I encourage people to tell anyone on their job, don't tell anybody on your job that you're a Christian until they can really see some good positive things in you, that you've got a great attitude, that you're dependable, that you are a person of integrity, and that you've got wonderful skill to be able to do what you are on that job to do. Then notice in Colossians chapter 4 and verse 1, it says, masters, give your bondservants what is just and fair, knowing that you also have a master in heaven. Now I want you to understand what this is saying, because I don't want to just put all of the burden and stuff on the slave, on the employee. The employer has some responsibilities too. There are some unethical, egotistical, money-hungry employers who are abusing their employees. I mean, the very fact that we have unions is, you know, they were not created just so that they could create something else. They were created because there was abuse, because there was exploitation of other people. So the guiding reality for the master or the employer is both that he and his servant both have the same Lord. So employers must answer to God for the way that they conduct themselves with their employees. They must answer to God. Now, I'm an employer. I realize I have to answer to God for how I deal with employees. I realize that. And so employers are to care about the well-being and the fair treatment of their employees. Employers should be concerned about their employees' health, about their spouses, about their children, about their education. Because your Christianity is only as real as you show it to be in what you do with your time and your money, both personally and professionally. So when you've got an employer, a master, they're called to be a person that treats other people with respect as a human being, to be concerned about their health. I learned that from my dad. I would see some of our employees would be sick, and my dad would brew special herbal teas. He was sort of like his own little herbal witch doctor. You know, making his own health concoctions. He'd have an employee that would be sick, and my dad would brew up some stuff and take it to their homes because he was concerned about their health. I saw my dad as an employer, an entrepreneur, where he had such a heart for poor single mothers that he would create a pallet so that they could come and bring their babies and lay their babies and let the babies sleep while the mama worked, because he had a heart. I guess he felt like, you know, my dad had 6 sons. He had no daughters, but his heart went out to daughters, to women that were working and struggling. I mean, over the course of my being raised, we had 20-something different women that came and lived with us, who were in bad conditions, who needed a start in life, and they lived with us, and my dad gave employment to them and helped them get through school and various areas and journeys on their life. And I bump into people now that grew up in my home, and they're working in banks now and doing wonderful things, but it's because my dad had a heart for people. And so I learned that. And so it's the difference when you work for people who care for people.
Thank you for watching Power for Living with Bishop Dale C. Bronner. Join us again next time for Power for Living, where revelation is power. Power for living.